Welcome to the Many Worlds Podcast. Listener discretion is advised. This anthology is a work of fiction. Any characters, events, and businesses have been fictionalized or completely fabricated. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental, or happened in an alternate dimension.
Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves. And immortality. Emily Dickinson. What the fuck was that? We probably ran out of gas for the generator. Don't get your panties in a bunch, Sparky said. Oh, baby, you know I'm not wearing your panties tonight. Octavian flirted like a boy fresh out of Catholic school. You know I don't wear panties. The very name makes me want to castrate a bum. Invisible in the shadows, my fingers turned to blades. I spoke to them. You always needed to shove something in that seeping void, Sparks. Octavian drew a magnum from a shoulder holster. He'd finally ditched the Liberty spikes. His hair was down now, shaved at the sides. Datura landed on the trailer roof and I used her like a microphone. How many times did I tell you to keep your heads on a swivel, Sparks? Guard the entrances. You got sloppy, kiddo. My voice echoed through the room that smelled of sin. Octavian fired at the ceiling. I know that voice. Wickham, you bastard, come out and face me. That ain't Gal. He's fucking dead. Quit shooting, dumbass, Sparky shouted, the punk rock ascetic. I called her Sparky because she was always ready to go. Dead? Oh, sweetheart, didn't I teach you to always make sure there's a body? I'm gonna piss on the corpse of whoever's doing this. Come on out and we'll make it quick. Sparky stepped forward. Octavian nodded, eyes dashing between shadows. I'd met meth heads that were calmer. I cut through Octavian's hand, the one holding the gun. The piece of metal hit the floor with a dull thunk and a frightened click. For a heartbeat, he didn't understand. 1 second he had a hand, the next it was on the ground. That was then. This is now. Light years and a billion revelations later. A soft rain fell through the crescent moonlight, lulling me into a space of supreme detachment. Datura, my familiar, sat in a tree a few miles away, spying on a family at dinner. The house was expensive. The 2-story deck with all the bells and whistles everywhere told me that. Who put TVs outside? Did she long to understand what family felt like? Probably more interested in the roast on the table, or the little dog begging at its owner's feet. In my airstream, lights out, I pulled the darkness into myself, recharging my batteries. My body absorbs darkness the way a plant absorbs light. I don't know exactly how it works, only that I can store it for later. Useful when it isn't night and I've got to hulk out. It's only happened a couple times, but I like to be prepared. I wasn't prepared for what happened next. You'd at midnight, ain't you? A voice. I frowned. Datura was out hunting. I could see her stalking through the underbrush near the beach. I tried to play it cool, but anything that could slip past the wards Lucy put on the camper was powerful. I couldn't pick up a scent either. I didn't mean to scare you, Mr. Crow, the voice said. Then the scratch of a match. I'm not used to house guests, I said, squinting toward the flame. A man sat at my table. Top hat. Skull painted haphazardly across his face, but the eyes glowed the same ember orange as the cigar he puffed. No smoke smell. leather frock coat, black vest, and a white circle painted on his chest. Inside the circle, nothing. A hole straight through. "It's rude of me to drop by," he said, "but I wanted to meet the new guy. You look tough. Put a shirt on. I don't want to get jealous. You're Loa, aren't you? I met Papa Legba in Meridian. You must be Baron Samedi." He grinned. "You French it up all wrong, boy. Samedi sounds like you cough in grave dust. Call me Saturday, smoother on an American tongue." He laughed, and the cold between worlds braided around us, the spiral road webbing reality. Datura, seeing through my eyes, raced home and dropped through the vent door I'd built in the roof. "What can I do for you, Saturday?" "That's Datura, my familiar." She sniffed the air, wary. I threw on a button-up, pulled the good bourbon, poured it over ice in 2 cups. "This an offering, boy?" he asked. A white feather, older than anything in my trailer, was tucked in his hat. "Hattie Mae and my mama taught me to mind my manners with a Loa of any caliber," I said. "Mama always said the Loa loved us. I didn't understand that back then." The bourbon burned sweet and bitter all the way down. Power leaked off Baron Saturday like heat haze in August. He finished his drink with a face that said he appreciated the burn. "Come on, let's walk. I need your help with something. 'Bout time you and I got to know each other." I grabbed my black bomber and glanced at the Smith & Wesson on the counter. "You won't be needing that," Saturday said. I picked it up anyway, smiled, tucked it in a drawer and locked it. A gun wouldn't matter where we were going. "You're gonna want to wear your other face," he said. "Robes of office. People need to see the shadow, not the man. You don't see the Reaper without a scythe, or Hermes without his dumb sandals and hat." "They exist?" I asked, shifting into shadow. "Being the monster is easy. It's the human stuff that's complicated." "I'm speaking figuratively, man. Keep up." He opened the Airstream door, and it wasn't my campsite anymore. I stepped onto a path I'd seen when I died and came back. The space between dusk and dream, where spirits walk between life and death. Saturday walked. I followed. Datura shifted to her bird form and glided ahead, scouting. "Know what the spiral road is?" Saturday asked. "I thought I did," I said. "Broken pieces of worlds, right?" He chuckled. "Nah, it's the first world, the first Earth the Divine One made. I go back, but not that far. Place where Eve ate the apple," he said. "After that, a war shattered it. Not a world like yours, not just dirt and physics, a realm, endless. Some say it was perfect." "Well," I said, "nothing stays that way. Things change." "Don't they always?" he said softly. We walked in silence a while. The world was black and ember orange, shadows and coals. In the distance, people sat around fires talking or dancing, dreams of lives lived or never lived. It was always dusk here, the sun forever about to set or rise but never choosing. Then I heard it, a sound rising from the ground like a wounded animal calling out. Saturday stopped. "Know what road we walking now?" "I'd assume the spiral road." He shook his head. "No, boy. We walk between the worlds, between life and death. That's what I just gave you. The ability to walk with both the dead and the living. Blessing or curse, depending how you use it." I looked down and saw one road joining another. "The Crossroads," I said. Saturday grinned. "You ain't as dumb as you look." At the edge of the Crossroads lay a clearing, or maybe an ancient circle of stones. It shimmered, shifting with every blink. Up close, it looked like a shadow pressed flat into the earth, so massive it was imprinted into reality. Then it whimpered. Old, not just from another world, maybe from all worlds. I knelt, my fingers lengthening into dark claws. Without hesitation, but with gentleness, I reached into the creature's shadow. A faint spark flickered there, a blue flame. Carefully, I pulled it free. The world paused. The shadow lifted. Everything brightened. I held the blue flame in my palm and saw the door. A slash through reality, unlike the doors that open when I take a life or deliver a soul. Through it stepped a tall figure of starlight and plasma, part dream, part gossamer, too beautiful for words. It turned, acknowledged me. I opened my hand. The blue flame drifted to the being. Light folded into light, and together they passed through the door, beyond dead and gone. See? That was kind, Saturday said. Lots of things yearn for that door at the end. Lonely or in too much pain. It's a relief to take that last breath. What was it? I asked. Beats me. Around long before my time. Long before a lot of God's time, too. Don't burn your brain on it. Come on. Place I want to show you's up the road a clip. You'll see what this place is like. I'll be honest, Saturday. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Aneth and Hattie Mae haven't exactly given me a job description. Oh no, he said, hand to his chest, mocking scandal. A primordial and a green witch ain't holding your hand through being a guide for the dead, lost, and unholy. Say it ain't so. You know what, Crow? Write a letter. Put it in one of them fancy phones y'all got, then shove that thing right up your ass. He cackled. Yeah, yuck it up. We passed haphazard houses, some cobbled together, some out of a Norman Rockwell painting. A city block fractured, an alley cracked and shifted into white nothingness. Foothills curved up into misty mountains. The air lightened. Still gloomy, but the weight lifted, like a window opened and let the pressure out. Voices carried, singing, shouting. I smelled the sea, not far, perplexing. But why ask questions when the answers wouldn't make sense? O great lords of liminal places, we call to you. We beseech you. We beg your pardon and bring offerings. Come forth, grim men, roadwalkers, cosmic ones, I beg you. A woman's voice broke. I understood the words, though they weren't English. The fog cleared, and we stood at ancient standing stones like the ones at Jean Lake and Meridian. Through them, a world that wasn't Earth. Strange incense, a green-blue day sky. I think you should handle this, kid, Saturday said. What the fuck am I gonna do? I hissed, but he was gone. Just Datura and me, staring at a woman with shocks of black hair, a silver breastplate filigreed in steel, moon-pale skin, and white horns tipped in black, curving back with the flow of her hair. Is someone there? Please, noble spirit, hear my call, she cried. I am Queen Gedrin, Prince of the Moonlight Eld. I entreat you for help. I didn't know how much of me she could see beyond the stones, or if I was only a voice. Her ears were like an elf out of Tolkien. Are elves real? There's a whole multiverse. Anything's possible. I realized I should say something. Asking for help from the other side is a double-edged sword, Queen Gedrin. Hopefully it sounded like something a servant of death would say. My husband, the king, died some hours ago. With his death, he took the secret of the Void Shield. It protects us from the raiders. Spies are everywhere. In days they will sail here and enslave my people. We do not worship their god-king. If I see your king in my travels, I'll ask about your shield. Wait here. If the sun rises and you've heard nothing from me, assume all is lost. Is this what being a psychopomp is? A glorified messenger? The queen kept praising the lords of the dead. Blah, blah. I stopped listening and looked to where Saturday had been. Ahead stood a diner, Nighthawks by Edward Hopper, if it had red and blue neon and opinions about fate. The place radiated power, a nexus, the diner between worlds. Inside, cooks and waitresses moved through a crowd that ranged from demonic to angelic, and everything between. At the far end, a winged being with a halo ate key lime pie. It smelled of coffee and somehow the grave. Not unpleasant. I knew death, well enough to be comforted by it. Everyone looked as I entered cloaked in shadow. I could imagine what they saw. A silhouette with glowing eyes, white or orange depending on the light, walking beside a Loa of transition, a lord of the Crossroads, a road walker. We took a booth. A blonde waitress with green glowing eyes popped her gum. "What'll it be?" "Coffee," I said. "Rum," Saturday said. Didn't know they served alcohol. I stared at the coffee, disappointed, until Saturday poured in a bit of his rum. A man slumped in the corner. An image flashed. A king collapsing onto a four-poster bed. Gedren's husband. I excused myself and approached. "I'm Elias Crow. I walk the spiral road. On the way here, I found your wife pleading for help. Raiders are coming and she can't raise the void shield without you." The king, Gerard, laughed. Broad-horned, the same elven features as his wife, softened by age and gluttony. "My pardon, great lord, but how do I know she didn't kill me? What if giving you the secret makes her a tyrant?" "She didn't kill you," I said. "Looks like wine and sweets did that just fine." He blinked, thrown. "If you won't tell me how to save your kingdom, prepare to greet your people soon," I said. "You won't be the only one walking this road. And if you're stuck in this diner between worlds, I'm guessing you've got unfinished business. Ignore it and sit here a long time." He stared, weighing the fact that the dead have no reason to lie, then told me what I needed. I'd just filed it away when the bell over the door rang. Someone stumbled in, chased by snarling shadows with red eyes. I turned and froze. "Sparky." Her eyes widened. "Holy shit, Wickham?" She backed toward the door, no scent of fear. She was a spirit. The hairs on my arms stood up. So this is why Saturday wanted me on this walk. I let the shadow fade for a heartbeat. "Yeah," I said. "It's me." "What the fuck are you doing here?" Panic edged her voice. You did this. I'm stuck. They're calling me, but I can't go back. I can't stay here. It's tearing me apart." Sparky had been one of the witches I ran with. Chaos, lust, torture, her hobbies. In life, she'd been every kind of wrong, and I'd been a wicked man, torturer, thief, murderer, without too much thought about it. True, I was cursed, brainwashed, and a power source for the Circle, but that doesn't make me emotionless. You still make connections no matter how much they lie to you. "Who's calling you back?" I asked. "The Circle. You can't feel it? It's coming back." "No," I said. "Those old ties are gone. That magic's gone. I'm not who I was. I'm more the midnight." "This isn't Earth, right?" she asked. "You didn't just kill me?" "Time's passed," I said quietly. "A year, maybe more. What's chasing you, kid?" "Oh, that'd be a Galoo, one of the old hounds," Saturday said, skull face and top hat every inch the lower. "Even if she's being called back to Earth, they'll chase her there too. She needs dealing with, Crow." "Then go back, Sparky," I said. No humor. She shook her head, tears spilling. "I can't. You don't know what it's like there. It's cold. I just want to sleep, but I can't. Octavian isn't there, gal. I wake up and they're screaming. They make me fight, make me hurt people. I ain't Gal. Or Galvin Wickham, Sparks. The curse is broken. Remember that curse you and the others laughed about behind my back? I'm Elias again for the first time in decades, saying it didn't erase Wickham. He was still there more than I liked. Something cracked inside me. This punishment was on me. I taught her how to torture, manipulate, Use people as tools, me and Jules. I thought of Elsie's eyes changing. Elsie or Rosa, it didn't matter. She was the catalyst. I got a second chance because of my mother and father, because Aneth watched and waited for me to become her midnight. I turned to Saturday. I can open a door for her, to the world of the living. She'll find her body. Whatever happens after, happens. It's your choice, Crow. This what you came to do. Sometimes we make choices and live with them. What'll you do? Saturday said, and I could swear something wounded hid in the words. Datura scratched lightly at the door, a low growl in her throat. In the between worlds, she was bigger, even in cat form. The diner's patrons pretended not to listen. The room blinked, an inn for an instant, then a diner again. Calm settled over me. It flashed again. Aneth sat on a windowsill, black as night, skin a field of stars. Her white, pupilless eyes smiled. My mother's smile. The goddess of Crossroads and night regarded me. Next to her sat the ghost of Elsie. Her eyes shone with a light I'd only seen in quiet moments when we weren't breaking each other's hearts. The sight hurt. It always did. I let myself fall back into the present. I raised my hand, gathering all my shadow and something new, lighter, like bubbles in surf, like dust motes in a shaft of light. I felt for the weave of reality. My fingers slipped through the veil. Something clicked, unlocked. A doorway opened, rain poured beyond it. Blackwater Falls. Tell the rest of them, I said. If any of you get on my radar again, I'll kill every last one of you. Tell Jules I'll do to him what I did to Legion. Now get the fuck out before I change my mind. She said nothing. She leapt. The rift sealed. Outside, a low growl. Red eyes flashed, then vanished. Well, Saturday said, sipping his rum. Didn't expect you to do that. Might be time you headed home. But first, you're gonna help that Queenie. I nodded. Back at the Standing Stones, dawn was just breaking. Gedrin, I called. I found your husband. He says the key to your void shield is in his ring, hidden beneath the capstone under the bed. Go now. Bury your king. Protect your kingdom. Protect your world. She mounted a beast half-stallion, half-stag, and rode. I turned to leave. Ain't you forgetting something? Saturday asked. I frowned. What? That offering. That spiritual energy. Can't you feel it pulsing at you? Like dust floating in the light. I could. It felt like the echo of the door I'd opened for Sparky. Bright, restless. You can absorb it, Elias Crow, he said. How else you think you'll walk this path freely? Same as you draw in shadow, you draw in spirit too. Go on, put your hand out. It wants to flow into you. I did as he said. The energy came like gossamer light, threading my veins, wrapping around me, infusing my core. Not exactly like shadow. No, it felt like freedom and hope. I've walked the road and paid the toll. I've ferried heart, I've ferried soul. The night remembers every cry. I am the hand that says goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Many Worlds podcast, where stories travel between the living, the dead, and everything in between. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and all the usual places. You can find bonus content, merch, and episode transcripts at themanyworldspodcast.com. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter, Scarecrows and Stickmen, for Terrible Tarot, behind-the-scenes lore, and updates from the Spiral Road. If you've got questions, stories, or need bad advice, send them to wickhamfire@gmail.com. Your question might just get answered on the show. Until next time, keep your candles burning, your doors unlocked, And whatever you do, don't look behind you.